if I need to. Okay, time is up. Okay, so hello, Sharon. How are you doing today?
I'm okay.
Okay, so tell me what's been going on. I know it's a big day today. Today, we're getting stepped down from our level of care. You went the wraparound. How was that experience for you?
I don't know. I'm just a little bit concerned. I mean, I feel like no one is gonna really care and check on me every day. Like have you guys have been doing? Like, what if the suicide thoughts come back? And I don't. I think it's kind of like unfair. I feel like you guys are like. I feel like I'm just gonna like not be checked in on every
Okay,
day. And
yeah.
I don't like that. I need someone to call me every morning.
And and that was kind of your experience with the wraparound, right? I mean, it was someone daily really calling in with you every day.
Yeah, or and sometimes they would even miss their calls, or I would have to call in 3 to 4 times just because I need to talk to somebody every day.
Okay.
I don't have friends. There's no one else I need to talk to. You guys are my friends, so I
Mhm.
I, I want to talk every day.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I can understand that sentiment, and we've kind of been, I should say, the team, not necessarily you and I. You and I haven't worked in the same capacity that you have with the rest of your team, but I could see where there is a bit of comfort and familiarity there. But I'm just curious to know, as you're kind of being guided to a little more independence, do you feel like you were set up for independence?
mm, I mean, I guess I can try. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, we talk about the coping skills and stuff like that, but sometimes I don't want to do them, and then
Right.
I just.
Well, okay, so Sharon, here's the thing. I want to empower you. Okay, so you absolutely have say in your care. And I hear that you're going along with this plan, but it doesn't sound like it's something that you're 100% on board with for a few reasons. Do you feel that if you express that you kind of aren't ready for this drastic step down, that you won't get the approval of your team because you do feel like they're friends to you?
Hmm. I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't. I just don't. I just don't like it. Like
Yeah,
I.
yeah. Well, I mean, and what is the benefit of having the people checking in on you? Like, what type of things would be done for you when people were checking in on you, or when you guys would be working together? What would you guys be doing?
No, I mean, I just tell them about my day,
Hmm.
and I let them know just about just whatever's on my mind. And if I don't talk to them, or if I feel like no one's checking in on me, just my suicidal thoughts come back. So
Sure.
it's like I feel like if I don't have those interactions every day, I just feel like I should just kill myself because no one's gonna kind of care
Do it.
about
Yeah.
me.
Would you? Okay. So, in responsibility for kind of your own day to day life, how much of that would you say you made the decisions for on an average day?
Hmm, hmm. I mean, 50-50
Okay.
maybe. Because I mean, when I talk to them, I feel like they help guide me into
Yeah.
thinking like, oh, maybe try this, maybe try that, and then I'll do it, and then
Yeah.
you know.
So there's definitely some kind of encouragement there. So, and while I can get emotionally that you can kind of feel like, you might be like, again, kind of thrown to the wolves, I just kind of want to invite you to, realize that, the clinical relationship is not that of friendship. And while you can absolutely like your providers as people, the power dynamic, it's not really appropriate in the long run to befriend our mental health givers. Now, if you run into each other 5 years from now and that happens organically, that's fine. But during the therapeutic relationship, there has to be really firm boundaries. And I know that your team has been keeping boundaries with you. But I know sometimes there's kind of been a little bit of an issue with you kind of remaining within the parameters of the boundaries that were set.
Hmm. I mean, I wouldn't say so, but
Okay.
I mean, I know sometimes maybe some people will say so, but
Yeah. And what was going on? Give me an example of a time that, let's say your team was like, hey, you can only call X amount, times a day, and you blew past that number. What would be going on that would be causing you to reach out?
I get lonely. I want to hear someone else's voice that
Mhm.
that's just familiar, sounds friendly.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know, just and I feel like when I do call, everyone's always, you know, they're 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 being nice to me. They're like,
Mhm.
reassuring me that it's gonna be okay. And then, when I'm not on the phone with someone or talking to someone or with my team, I think it's hard to think about that. So when I
Right.
when I do call it, they're more of just like it's gonna be okay,
Hmm.
and making it positive. And then when I'm not talking to them, it's
Right.
my head just starts going and spinning and
And I mean, it sounds like you want what all the rest of us want, just kind of like reassurance and attachment and things. How are you doing socially? So, okay, the team can definitely be a source of support, but that wouldn't be a replacement for like a personal connection. Tell me about some of your personal relationships that you're going to be trying to embrace now that you're stepping down from this level of engagement, because you still want interactions, but
Mhm.
they have to just kind of look a different way now.
I mean, they've recommended like support groups,
Mhm.
but I mean, is that really the same? I don't, just to kind of, I mean, yeah, I can go in a room with people that are my age or
Mhm.
like whatever, and I don't know if I find that setting the same as
Yeah,
being like cared for or talked to like how my team talks to
yeah.
me.
Now, is that an assumption that you're making, or is that from an experience that you had? Why do you feel that way?
I'm more of just that's just kind of how I feel like how it's gonna go. Like I just want my team. I want to stay with my
Right.
team, and you know.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I think, one thing that I hope that you find a little bit of comfort in embracing is A, your team isn't just going to cut it off, right? They're kind of, giving you a little bit of leeway to empower you a little bit. But, I invite you to really kind of examine the different types of relationships that you have with people and be really mindful of the cognitive distortions because you're kind of fortune telling. You haven't been to group therapy. Now, if you had been and you had an experience you didn't care for, this would be a complete different conversation. You might find a ton of camaraderie in that shared experience, that just kind of whatever else things that you guys have, in common. And the good thing about people that you meet socially is there aren't the same kind of limitations that you would have here. You can't. There's only so much that we can do. Yes, I can relate to you humanly, but there's a lot of like personal things I can't divulge. So we can't really kind of bond back and forth. But that's something that you don't have to worry about with in a social setting, and that can be within a group, or that can be volunteer. We talked a little bit about volunteering. Maybe I know you like to socialize. You're so smart and you're really charismatic. I know you like to talk to people. Think
Mhm.
about volunteering.
Yeah, maybe I've been thinking of volunteering at like a shelter or something. I like dogs.
Hmm.
That might be.
I think that's a really good idea, and I understand your hesitation. I think what we're going to be working on, just so you have an idea of how we're going to move forward. So this is going to differ from wraparound services in a lot of ways. So you're not going to kind of get that same constant checking in. We will absolutely remain in contact, but what I really want to do is kind of help you to understand the dynamic of social benefits as well, and that can kind of help you work the skills that's needed when because I get that the team provides you and people provide you with support, but self-soothing is a really important skill too. And I really want to empower you to be self-sufficient. You've worked the program beautifully. That's why it's time for you to kind of like move to another level. I know it feels really scary and you're not ready
Yeah.
for it. I get it. But we're not going to just cut off contact. It's not going to happen like that. It's going to be very, we're going to collaborate to help you kind of get those meaningful connections. Maybe I know we talked a little bit about romantic relationships. It's something you're kind of interested in, but you're not really pursuing friendships. But I mean, if the world looked the way that you wanted to, would you have these kinds of relationships?
I would, yeah, I would hope so. I mean, it all, you saying it all sounds lovely. And
Right.
I mean, I really want that, but
Yeah.
it
Well, I
just,
think, I'm sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was just, it sounds nice.
That's a good goal, and I would love to, try and work with you on that. Now, of course, if other things come in, we can definitely um, integrate those. But I think the theme of kind of like self actualization with you, a little bit of your own autonomy, and supporting you. And you're probably really nervous. It's really scary to step out,
Mhm.
but you know, I'm going to be here to support you through it, encourage you, and there's definitely going to be support here. It's going to look different, but it's not going away altogether. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so for next week, what I want to try and do maybe is talk a little bit about social, just socializing, because it sounds like you're not familiar. So we'll go over a little bit. I'll bring in some literature about socializing. Maybe we'll watch a couple of little clips and videos of people talking about getting over their kind of like social awkwardness or think how they kind of approach people, because I know it's very intimidating and
Yeah.
people are not the most forgiving. So okay, that sounds really good. So any questions for me before you go?
No, none today.
Okay, you be okay? Any thoughts to suicide today?
I mean, it's always gonna be
Okay.
there, but I know I can just reach out to you guys
Yeah.
if I need to.
Yeah, and you've got the crisis hotline when you need it, and then we've got our after hours. But again, it's not 24 hours like what you're used to, but you can always leave messages. The messages are checked 24 hours, but their calls are not returned 24 hours. So that's going to be one of the big differences. But we'll still be there. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you.
Okay, good.